Hey guys, welcome to today's video. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about building a remote business. And building a remote business means a lot of different things to a lot of different people. But today we're going to be talking about the overarching factors that you need to have established to make sure that you can live life on your terms, travel whenever and wherever you want to for as long as you want to, while not sacrificing your business or your success in the business world. In today's day and age, remote work is more acceptable than ever. So tuning into meetings virtually, whether it be with potential customers or clients or with your own team, is part of people's daily life now and is more expected than ever. So this has unlocked quite a bit of freedom and flexibility for people. For myself, before the lockdowns, I had an agency that was very in-person focused, and the lockdowns allowed me to really transition the business, and I decided that no matter what happened after the lockdowns, we were no longer going to be meeting people in person. It just didn't make sense financially. It didn't make sense from a times perspective where I can meet with 8 clients in a day or maybe 2 clients a day if I have to drive around and see them, especially if I have to fly to see any clients. So since then, I've really doubled down on making sure that every business venture I get involved in and everything that I do on a daily basis unlocks more freedom for me in terms of where I work and when I work than ever before. Today, I'm going to be giving you guys my best tips that I've found through trial and error over the past few years to build that remote business that can still be successful and still scale no matter where you are in the world. And one last thing I wanted to mention before jumping into these tips for you is that remote work removes the need for any office space. And office space is sometimes some of the most expensive parts of running a business. Sometimes it's costing you up to 5 to 10 grand a month, depending on what kind of office space you're looking at. And if you think about what you can do for your business with that extra $5,000 to $10,000 per month, it is mind-blowing. For any business that doesn't absolutely need an office to be paying $5,000 to $10,000 a month is bananas to me, because think about how many customers that you could acquire with that additional $5,000 to $10,000 in ad spend, or being able to pay an extra salary for a salesperson on your team. It is not needed anymore, and in my opinion, a lot of office spaces are just a waste of money. Additionally, remote work will unlock more talent for you than having an office. With an office, you're going to try to hire people in your local area, and you're confined to those people. With remote work, you can hire somebody globally that is the best at what they do. You have a bigger talent pool, and you're likely to find better candidates than trying to just pull in from your local area. Trust me, I've tried it. Having better talent will ultimately help your business grow in the long term and just reward you more and more as it takes more stress off your shoulders while you're managing the team. Okay, so now that I've talked about a few of the benefits, let's jump into these tips to build a remote business from anywhere. So tip number 1 is building an online presence. You don't have a storefront, you don't have an office with a sign on it, you don't have anything to get in front of customers other than where you are online. Being remote means you need to double down where you are online, and this comes down to your social media presence, your website, your Google My Business, whatever it is. You need to make sure that puppy is dialed in, because that is the only way that people are going to see you. It means doubling down on how your website operates when people go to it, and really investing into SEO or other forms of marketing that are going to get your business name in front of people. Without this, it's like opening a storefront on a back alleyway where there's no traffic other than the trash man once a week. You need to be in front of people, in front of your customers and their time of need. This comes down to being everywhere you can possibly be, as much as you can possibly be there when advertising or showing your presence online. But this takes me back to a benefit of remote work. If you're a local business, or if you're having a local office space that you need people to come into, you're really also refining yourself to the people that are in your local area. With a remote business, you're unlocking yourself to be either national or international based on what kind of business that you're starting. So it's infinitely going to unlock more scale for you than had you started something that was not remote and that was more localized. All right, tip number 2 is staying organized. And this comes down to really just building out a schedule for yourself. One of the hardest challenges working for yourself remotely is staying consistent, following your plan, and working when you don't feel like it. When you're remote It's going to be very easy to just hop on a plane, go to a city, and just not work for a few days, but your business is going to suffer. And I bet that you're not going to be remote for very long if you don't stay disciplined, organized, and really schedule out what you need to be doing on a daily basis. For me, I have sprints where we have really big projects that we're going to try to knock out in the next 3 months. And I break those projects down into weekly goals. So these big projects have little tasks that need to get done. Every week, a little task needs to get done to get us to that big project. And that's kind of how I structure up my weeks. And I do this on a quarterly basis. Additionally, clear communication channels are going to be needed in your business. For us, we'll use Slack and Google Meet. Slack has a bunch of different channels, a channel for customer support, a channel for sales, a channel for team bonding and stuff like that. So it's really critical to have clear communication, expectations, as well as regular meetings to make sure that team is always aligned and everybody's always moving in the same direction with the same goals at the end of the day. Number 3 is going to be networking. Networking when you're remotely working is going to be extremely important. This is going to bring you those new salespeople, those new candidates. They're also going to open up more opportunities for you. I've networked with a few different marketers across the US and Australia, and it's unlocked new advertising strategies that I've taken into our own business. Had I never reached out to them or met with them or had a quick Google Meet with them, I would have not understood what they were doing in their business and what was working for them, and I would have never been able to bring it back into mine. So remote work can often be really isolating, but building that network and having that community, whether it's inside your company or outside of your company, is very important to the success of your remote business. And it is oftentimes just from these networking activities that I get referred clients in business, and I do the same to them. So it actually helps to grow the business, and it's some of the easiest sales you'll ever make is when somebody's referring someone else to you. Tip number 4 is all about customer service. Customer service is huge because as a remote business, you're going to need to keep your clients extremely happy and have them coming back to you. And with customer service in a remote business, it's oftentimes the customer reaching out to you, not like a brick and mortar or an office-based business where a customer can come to you, complain, or tell you that something's wrong. They're going to email you, they're going to reach out on live chat, and you need to be monitoring those puppies all the time, because if you do not have 10 out of 10 customer service, these people are not going to buy with you again and or cancel their subscription. And that is the worst thing that could possibly happen, because it's much easier to maintain a current client as a remote business than it is to go find a new client and sell them on your services or product. Having great customer service will also build loyalty and increase the word of mouth for your business. On top of getting that feedback from your customers will help you improve your product or service and take it to the next level so it's easier to sell down the road. I always tell our team that customer service is the number one area that we should be over delivering. If somebody pays us $100 a month, for example, they should be feeling like they're getting $600 a month worth of service and attention from us to make them really feel like we are a 10 out of 10 company and that we really care about them. Tip number 5 is to always continue to learn. If I came into the business every day thinking I knew everything, the business would just be stagnant and it would likely shrink. I am really big on investing in new ways of doing things, new standard operating procedures, investing in new courses for marketing, for customer acquisition, for our sales team, buying books for our sales team. Anything that I can possibly do to increase our general knowledge, whether it be mine or a team member's, is going to pay dividends. Additionally, subscribing to competitors' newsletters, subscribing to different funnels and hacks that you see online, and reading different email lists around your industry is going to keep you up to date with every single thing that's going on. What offers are they making? What ads are they running? What are they sending to their email list? All of these things will help you absorb more and more and have more creative ideas for your own business that you can iterate on. Additionally, technology is continuing to just increase more rapidly, and having stuff like this where you can continue to learn and absorb the different methods of marketing, sales, and business building that are coming from these technologies will help you move the needle and be on the cutting edge of innovation at every step of the way as you build your business. I look at learning as my way of staying competitive in the marketplace, and if I don't, I am not going to be competitive in 5 years. I've seen multiple business owners that were having success and they thought they knew everything and they only did things their way. They didn't evolve with the times, and now they're just kind of outdated and everybody's surpassed them and everybody's on a whole nother level than them, and now they're playing catch up. So it's always important to stay ahead of the curve when it comes to learning and expanding your knowledge base. All right, guys, so there you have it, the 5 tips, and these are going to be all critical factors to building that remote business. These are all things that I've really had to dial into more and more as the time has gone on and as I've grown my businesses. And yes, while this will give you more freedom, more work-life balance, and ultimately, hopefully make you more happier in your day-to-day life, it does require a lot of work, and starting a business is still going to be one of the hardest things that you could possibly ever do. And oftentimes, this road as a remote business owner is going to be a very lonely one, because you're always going to be working on your own. You can join communities, you can join Facebook groups, you can join online co-working spaces, you can even join real co-working spaces, but the journey is ultimately your own. So it's important to build that network and stay consistent and really just focus on the end goal. Don't let this freedom really bring you backwards in your life by not staying consistent and not staying dedicated. I hope this helps you on your path to being able to travel the world while making money and building a career for yourself. And if you have any questions or you want to hear more about my journey and the ups and downs of how I've built my companies, let me know in the comments. I'm happy to expand more on them. But thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys on the next video. Thanks.